The sweetness of fall is encapsulated with one single ingredient, and that's maple syrup. And today I want to show you how to make a maple glazed lightly smoked salmon with some mashed sweet potatoes on the side. This recipe starts with a maple syrup glaze that is reduced and used not just for the salmon, but also the sweet potatoes. Let's start. I'm going to peel this ginger and cut it into 2 pieces. Let's pour some real maple syrup in a saucepan. Pop this directly into your maple syrup, cinnamon stick. Go ahead and use a knife to smash 2 cloves of garlic. Now, usually for this recipe, I use some soy sauce. However, remember that we're using lightly smoked salmon from MOWI, and MOWI's lightly smoked salmon is already brined. It's salty. It just needs to be cooked, and you have all the flavor already inside the salmon. So no need to use any sort of salt or salty liquids. Okay, now let's bring this to a simmer. And you want to let that reduce for about 6 to 8 minutes until it's a little bit syrupy. Once it's ready, remove the garlic cloves, the ginger, the cinnamon. Let's let that cool down a little bit. And now for the sweet potatoes, big or small, it's going to be all the same. The first thing you want to do is peel these guys, and we're going to cut them into 1-inch cubes. Pop them into the saucepan with water and let it come to a boil. For this, I'm going to brown some butter, and that means just going ahead and cooking down the butter. Make sure you swirl the pan, simmering it until it turns nice and brown like this. And pour it on your mashed sweet potatoes. A little bit of salt. And we're ready to cook our lightly smoked salmon. Now, this lightly smoked salmon is by MOWI. Now, what's great about this Atlantic smoked salmon is that it's lightly smoked. That means it has a nice hint of smokiness to it. It's already pre-brined, meaning it has a lot of salt in it. But more importantly, it still needs to be cooked. This isn't like cold salmon, which you can just eat out of the package. This guy is raw. So, put it on your baking sheet and slather some of that thick, reduced maple syrup on top. And take a look at this. The salmon is bubbling with that sweet maple syrup. Let's go ahead and drizzle a little bit more of this maple syrup on top of the sweet potatoes, some chopped pecans, place your lightly smoked salmon on top, and chives to add a little bit of color. Once it's served, you'll have a masterpiece of a meal here with the essence of maple syrup and, of course, that lightly smoked salmon. This combination of flavor is pure excellence.